Good evening. You're watching AWANI Tonight with me, Saraya Mia. The Malaysian Armed Forces Battalion 85011 stationed in southern Lebanon remains safe, with no reported damage to personnel or assets despite rising tensions in the region. Defence Minister Datuk Seri Muhammad Khalid Noordin confirmed that all patrols and logistics movements involving the team have been suspended following directives from the United Nations Interim Force in Lebanon, UNIFIL.
He added that UNIFIL has activated bunker drills as part of its safety procedures, and any potential withdrawal of Malbat personnel will depend on security conditions and require UNIFIL's approval. Earlier, the Foreign Ministry announced the evacuation of 15 Malaysians and 3 foreign spouses from Lebanon due to the deteriorating security situation. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim urged all parties in the Middle East to urgently de-escalate the growing tensions. He also accused Israel of deliberately escalating aggression in Lebanon, Syria and Yemen as means to divert attention from its continued atrocities against Palestinians in Gaza and the West Bank.
Another tech giant, Oracle, has announced plans to invest over $6.5 billion to establish its first public cloud region in Malaysia. In a statement, Oracle said this significant investment is aimed at addressing the rapidly growing demand for its AI and cloud services in the country. The new cloud region will allow customers and partners to leverage advanced AI infrastructure and services while migrating critical workloads to Oracle Cloud infrastructure. This initiative, it said, will support organizations in Malaysia to modernize applications, migrate workloads to the cloud, and innovate using data, analytics, and AI. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim welcomed the investment, calling it a testament to Malaysia's growing appeal as a regional hub for cloud infrastructure and AI development. Oracle joins a list of tech giants including Microsoft, NVIDIA, Google, and Amazon Web Services (AWS) that have announced major digital investments in Malaysia over the past year. Oracle's investment surpasses AWS's planned $6.2 billion, marking one of the largest single tech ventures in the country to date. Malaysia is emerging as a leading data hub in Southeast Asia, having already attracted billions of investment from tech giants like Amazon Web Services, Google, Microsoft, and more recently, Oracle. Sandy Wu from eCloud Valley shares Malaysia's strategic advantages and how we can get SMEs on board.
First thing is we are geographically strategic, located. In terms of the citizens that we have, the proficiency of English is really, poised us to become the hub for a digital hub. So for instance, at the moment, we also see a lot more encouraging support from the government, the likes of MIDA, MDAC, and even within the Digital Industry Association, like PICOM, Internet Alliance. Those are the very good platform to promote our readiness to host the data and all the digital economy in Malaysia.
Being the backbone of Malaysia's economy, Sandy emphasized the challenges SMEs now face to digitalize and the importance of support.
In the areas of SMEs, they always face challenges such as, in terms of investment, right, to cater for their readiness and the adoption of cloud and data center and digital services. So even if talking about the data availability or to have data that is online, the first step to even get into the digital economy is something that the SME at the moment they have not really ready the kind of skill set, right? So there are a lot of options in the market. So in today's world, you have, other than the platform, we have consulting partners like eCloud Valley, for example, that can help the SME market in terms of the readiness, in terms of getting their business to be translated, to be available online, right? We also cater for the security of the data, for example. So there are many aspects that we can see that all this innovation will be made available for the SMEs.
Sandy also believes that Malaysia is ready to become a key data hub in the region with the right investment and ecosystem.
We are definitely poised and ready to foot the bill, as the digital hub, be it for digital transformation or innovations. So we have, many success stories to share in the region. And it's all about, how fast we want to compete and how far that we want to go, right? So it requires an ecosystem of a lot of partners and alliances and engagement from public to the private sector to make this happen. We need to equip ourselves with awareness, what is the possibility of going digital, and the selection of the partners, right? And to gain all the advisors and the consulting services before you even embark into any of the digitization, that will certainly help a lot, right, in their decision.
In a final verdict, the federal court has upheld the death sentences of 7 Filipinos, including a nephew of a self-proclaimed Sulu Sultan, for waging war against the Yang di-Pertuan Agong during the Lahad Datu incursion 11 years ago. A 3-judge panel led by Chief Justice Tun Tengku Maimun Tuan Mat unanimously dismissed the review application submitted by the 7 men. Tengku Maimun said the application from all the petitioners are dismissed and the death sentence are upheld. The armed incursion in Kampung Tanduo Lahad Datu between February and April 2013 led to the deaths of 9 Malaysian security personnel during the clashes with the group. In July 2016, the Kota Kinabalu High Court sentenced the 7 to life imprisonment after finding them guilty under Section 121 of the Penal Code. In its ruling, the High Court stated that there was no evidence to show the accused were directly involved in the battles, nor was there proof they brutally killed or injured any security personnel. However, in June 2017, the Court of Appeal imposed the death penalty after allowing the prosecution's appeal. The federal court subsequently upheld the death penalty in January 2018. Over 40,000 Malaysian civil servants are at high risk of psychological health issues that require immediate intervention to prevent mental disorders. Public Service Department Director General Tan Sri Wan Ahmad Dahlan Abdul Aziz says this was based on a study by the Civil Servant Psychological Health Digital Profiling System, MyPSYD.
The study covers almost 1 million civil servants who have successfully completed the MyPSYD profile. According to him, the profile serves as an important indicator for both public officials and organizations, helping to formulate strategies to maintain well-being and optimize productivity. Launched on March 1st, MyPSYD is a key initiative in the government's efforts to enhance risk prevention programs. Additionally, the Malaysian Psychological Wellbeing Index, conducted among civil servants, indicated that psychological well-being in the civil service is currently at a moderate level.
Authorities have taken action against 7 illegal factories processing electronic waste brought unlawfully into the country this year. The Department of Environment Director General, Datuk Wan Abdul Latif Wan Jaafar, says 3 of the illegal factories were in Selangor, 3 in Pahang, and 1 in Kedah. He said as of September, the number of full recovery e-waste premises licensed by the department were 17, while those carrying out half recovery were 106. He said much of the e-waste was brought unlawfully into the country, using false declarations and later channeled to illegal premises. On September 4th, 7 illegal factories within Kampung Teluk Gong Klang that recycle precious metals from scrap e-waste and other materials were raided, with Bukit Aman seizing items worth 97 million ringgit. The area was identified as one of the hotspots for such illegal e-waste premises, as it is located near Port Klang and is isolated. Such premises are also likely to be located on agricultural land such as plantations. We'll go for a short break. Stay tuned for more.
Rambut gugur lagi? Macam mana Gunakan Pantene Baharu dengan provitamin mikro yang meresap dan menguatkan rambut dari dalam. Rambut 10 kali lebih kuat terhadap rambut gugur. Pantene Baharu.
Welcome back. Iran has launched more than 180 missiles towards Israel, declaring it an attack in response to the recent killings of Hamas, Hezbollah, and Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps leaders. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says Iran has made a big mistake and vows to retaliate. Israel said majority of the missiles were intercepted by its military and a defensive coalition led by the U.S. Washington confirmed its defense forces had helped shoot down missiles in support of its ally. The barrage of missiles came hours after Israeli troops began an invasion of southern Lebanon to remove what the military said were Hezbollah terror targets in border villages. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres condemned the attacks as a broadening conflict in the Middle East and called for a ceasefire. Iran, however, said it has concluded its retaliatory attack on Israel. The country's mission to the UN called the missiles a legal, rational, and legitimate response to Israel's targeting of Iranian nationals and interests, claiming it infringed on its sovereignty. Meanwhile, flights scheduled to pass through Iranian airspace were diverted amid the conflict. Airspace closures could add hours to flight time as airlines avoid Iran and Israel to reach destinations in Europe, the Middle East, and India. The airspace above Iran, Israel, Jordan, Iraq, and other countries in the region were closed by various authorities on Tuesday for safety reasons. At least 3 flights operated by German carrier Lufthansa bound for India and Dubai turned around before entering Iranian airspace. The treks back to Europe reportedly extended flight times by up to 8 hours. Other carriers, including British Airways and Emirates, have also adjusted operations by diverting or cancelling. The latest disruptions are expected to impact an industry already struggling with restrictions due to conflicts between Israel and Hamas, as well as Russia and Ukraine. In other news, Thai police have arrested the driver of the bus that caught fire in Bangkok on Tuesday, claiming the lives of 23 people. The bus was carrying 6 teachers and 39 young students from Uttara Thani province for a school trip when the bus caught fire.
The fire broke out on a highway north of the capital, spreading rapidly and trapping many passengers inside. The police forensic department confirmed that 23 bodies have been recovered from the bus. Recovery efforts were delayed as the vehicle, which was powered by natural gas, remained too hot to enter for several hours. The driver, identified as Saman Chanput, surrendered to authorities several hours after the incident. Police have charged him with reckless driving, causing death and injuries, failing to stop to help, and failing to report the accident. Families of the victims are now in Bangkok to help identify their loved ones.
Claudia Sheinbaum has been sworn in as Mexico's first female president. Sheinbaum took over from outgoing President Andrés Manuel López Obrador at an inauguration ceremony before Congress. The 62-year-old climate scientist and former mayor of Mexico City is set to serve a 6-year term ending 2030. During the inauguration, Sheinbaum committed to advancing women's rights and maintaining Mexico as a secure destination for international investment. She enters office with her party Morena holding supermajority control in the legislature's lower house and nearly the same in the Senate. Sheinbaum will be navigating a U.S. election on November 5th that could shift relations with Mexico's top trading partner. Later in November, she will deliver her government's first budget at a time when the second largest economy in Latin America is forecasted to have only modest growth. That wraps up AWANI Tonight. Thanks for watching. I'm Saraya Mia. Good night.